Hi everyone, welcome back to Quick Red Tech. Today I'm taking you through Python from the very beginning. We'll start slow, keep things simple, and learn the basic step-by-step variables, input-output, if statements, loops, and a small project to bring everything together. Alright, let's begin. Let's talk about variables, the little boxes that store your data. In Python, you can store all kinds of data types and variables. Check this out. Name equals Chisholm, hashtag text, also called a string. Age equals 21, hashtag number, integer. Pi equals 3.14, hashtag decimal number, float. Is underscore student equals true, hashtag true, or false, boolean. Fruits equals apple, banana, cherry, hashtag list of items. Here, name stores a string. Age is an integer. Pi is a float, is underscore student is a boolean, and fruits is a list. You can print these values like this. Print, name, print, age, print, pi, print is student, is underscore student, print, fruits, and just like that, Python shows everything you stored in your variables. Variables are simple, but they're the foundation of all your programs. Easy, right? Now that we know variables, let's make Python talk to user. That's where input and print come in. Input lets the user type something, and print shows messages on the screen. This is how your program can interact with people. Check this simple example. Name equals input, enter your name. Print, welcome, name, here. Python pauses and waits for the user to type their name. When they hit enter, it prints a welcome message that uses the value they entered. Notice that print can combine text and variables using a comma. You can also format it in other ways, like printf welcome name. This uses an f string, which is a clean and modern way to include variables inside text. You can also write it all in one line if you prefer. Name equals input, enter your name, print welcome name. Same result, just a shorter version. Tip: using input lets you build interactive programs, from quizzes to games, and print lets you guide the user, show results, or debug your code. Try both ways and experiment. Python is flexible, and learning these basics is the first step to building your own programs. Next up is statements. They let your program make decisions based on conditions. Here's an example. Age equals an input, enter your age. If age greater than or equal to 18, print, you are an adult. Else, print, you are minor. Python checks the condition age greater than or equal to 18. If it's true, it runs the first block and prints, you are an adult. If not, it runs the else block and prints, you are a minor. You can also write this in one line using a shortcut called a ternary operator. Age equals an input, enter your age. Print, you are an adult. If age greater than or equal to 18 else, you are a minor. Same result, just more compact. Tip: use the first style if you have multiple actions inside the if or else. Use the one-line version for short, simple decisions. If statements are super powerful because they let your program react differently depending on the user's input. Experiment with different conditions to see how it works. Moving on, let's talk about loops. They let your program repeat actions automatically instead of writing the same code again and again. Keycap 1 for loops. A for loop repeats a block of code a fixed number of times. Example: for I in range 5, print I, else, print, loop ended. Here, range 5 gives number 0 to 4. Python prints each number, and when the loop finishes, the else block runs. You can also write it in one line if it's simple. For I in range 5, print I. Same result, just shorter. Keycap 2 while loops. A while loop repeats as long as a condition is true. Example: count equals 1, while count equals 5. Print count plus equals 1. Python checks count equals 5 before each iteration. When the condition becomes false, it stops. You can also write a compact version. Count equals 1, while count equals 5. Print count. Count plus equals 1. Tip for beginners. Use for loops when you know how many times to repeat. Use while loops when the repetition depends on a condition. Loops are super powerful. They help you automate repetitive tasks and make your code efficient. All right, now let's put everything we've learned together into a small project. A mini calculator. This will use everything. Variables, input, output, loops, and if statements. Let's go. Mini calculator walkthrough. Here's the code. Run equals true. While run. Print, select operation. Print, 1 addition. Print, 2 subtraction. Print, 3 multiplication. Print, 4 division. Print, 5 exit. Choice equals input. Enter choice 1/2/3/4/5. If choice in 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1 equals float, input, enter first number. Number 2 equals float, input, enter second number. If choice equals 1, print result. Number 1 plus number 2 equals sign. Number 1 plus number 2. If choice equals 2, print result. Number 1 dash number 2 equals sign. Number 1, number 2. If choice equals 3, print result. Number 1 asterisk number 2 equals sign. Number 1 asterisk number 2. If choice equals 4. If number 2 equals 0, print result. Number 1 / number 2 equals sign. Number 1 / number 2 else print error. Division by 0 is not allowed. If choice equals 5. Run equals false. Print. Exiting the calculator. Goodbye. White medium star explanation. We start with run equals true and a while loop. This keeps the calculator running until the user chooses to exit. We show a menu of operations, then get the user's choice using input. If the user picks 1 to 4, we ask for 2 numbers and use if statements to decide which math operation to run. If they choose 5, we set run equals false, break the loop, and exit the program. This mini project shows how loops, conditions, variables, and input-output all work together to create an interactive program. You build a mini calculator, but let's break down exactly how it works so beginners can fully understand it. Fire 1, the run equals true loop, making the calculator repeat. Run equals true, while run. Run equals true means your app starts in a running state. While run keeps the calculator active until a user chooses to exit. This is how we create an infinite loop that only stops when the user decides. Basically, the calculator keeps showing options again and again, like a real app, until the user says exit. Control knobs 2, showing the menu user interface. Print, select operation. Print, 1 addition. Print, 2 subtraction. Print, 3 multiplication. Print, 4 division. Print, 5 exit. This acts like the calculator's homepage. It shows every operation available. But notice, everything here is still pure Python. No dry, no extra libraries. This is how 90% of beginners start learning coding logic. Directed 3, getting the user's choice. Choice equals input. Enter choice 1/2/3/4/5. Input collects whatever the user types. We don't convert it to a number because we want to use it as a string for easy comparison. Example: 1 equals 1, heavy check mark, but 1 equals 1, heavy multiplication x. Input numbers 4, handling valid choices 1 to 4. If choice in 1, 2, 3, 4, this checks if the user picked an actual math operation. If yes, ask for 2 numbers. Perform the correct operation with another if-elif chain. Inside this block, number 1 equals float, input, enter first number. Number 2 equals float, input, enter second number. We use float because a float allows both integers 5 and decimals 5.7. Professional calculators must accept decimals. Heavy division sign 5. Division error handling. If number 2 equals 0, print result number 1/number 2. Else, print error. Division by 0 is not allowed. This is an important real-life programming skill, preventing the app from crashing. If you divide by 0, your program will break. You added a safe check. This is called input validation, something Rail developers must do. Door 6, exit condition. Elif choice equals 5. Run equals false. Print, exiting the calculator. Goodbye. When the user picks 5, the loop stops. Setting run equals false ends a while run loop. This is what gives your calculator a clean, professional shutdown. And that's it. You just learned Python basics and built your first working program. If you reached this part of the video, trust me, you're already ahead of 90% of beginners. This is only the start. In the next videos, we'll build real projects, games, apps, and step into advanced Python concepts the easy way. So if you enjoyed this lesson, hit like so YouTube knows it helped you. And subscribe because every day I'm dropping quick, beginner-friendly coding videos that will level up your skills fast. See you in the next one, and keep coding with quick red tech tips.